What's up, guys? It is Monday, March 27th. It is 9:30 in the morning and it is already 80 degrees. The phone has not stopped since 6 o'clock this morning. It's only 9:30 and I've already ran four no cool calls. I have so many calls on the books right now that I've already got people pushed to tomorrow and tomorrow afternoon. It's crazy. It's gonna be a long one. Right now we are headed over to R.E. Michael to do a cowboy job. Well, I mean, I guess I would call it, I guess this classifies as a cowboy HVAC job. This video is going to post on two channels. It's going to post on the Cowboy channel and my Israel HVAC channel. What we're doing is we're going to slide out an evaporator out of a 1994 Nordyne air handler, slide a new evaporator in that is rated for R410A, and we are going to replace the condensing unit with a 14 SEER 410A Airtemp condensing unit. Why, you ask? Because that's what the customer wants. I highly recommended a new entire system, new air handler, new condenser, everything. Customer didn't want to hear it. The man, I mean, you can tell he's a smart elderly man. When I got there to look at the job, he already had the air handler open. He had took the coil door off. He had took the blower door off. And he said, I don't understand. All the other guys are telling me that I got to replace the whole air handler. He said, I don't understand. And he does have a point here. He said, look at my blower. Look at my heater. I have no rust in here. No burnt wires. My blower looks brand new. There's nothing wrong with it. Why can't we just take this coil out that's leaking? And you could clearly see the coil was leaking. It had oil stains all over it. Plus, he's been having to add gas to it. He said, why can't we just slide this coil out, slide a new one in, and change the outside unit and go to the new Freon? He knew about the new 410A and all that crap. And I said, well, I mean, I'm not saying you can't do it. I said, you know, we'll just have to make sure that the replacement coil is rated for 410A. And I said, but if it is, I'll do it for you. You know, I said, but I'm going to recommend that you replace the air handler with the condenser. He didn't want to hear it. He wants to slide an evaporator in with a new condenser. So guess what? That's what we're going to do for him. The new coil's rated for 410A. And we're going to match it up with a Nordyne condenser. The first time I have ever installed a Nordyne. So I'm a little nervous about that because it is micro channel. Now, with that being said, with the micro channel issues that I've had, it's all been York. I don't think I've ever been on a Nordyne that was leaking in the micro channel. Now, don't get me wrong, I found several Nordyne systems leaking, but that was copper tube coils. But I don't think I've ever replaced a Nordyne condenser coil that was leaking. Maybe one. I mean, I'll take one versus 100 with York. So I'm a little nervous about that, but I know some guys that have put in the Airtemp stuff, and they said they've had good luck with it. So we're pulling up at R.E. Michael right now to load up, and we shall see. So we'll see you guys at the job site. All right, guys, there's the old Nordyne with the cinder block on top. Let's see what it sounds like without the cinder block. Oh, that's lovely. All right, well, we're going to take it out and put a new Nordyne in. All right, guys, get ready to pump down the Nordyne, and you can see it's low on gas. So we're going to go ahead and get her pumped down. off all the way. You see she'll start sucking down. Alright guys, I gotta shut this off so I can get this done. Alright guys, and old Shaky's gone, and the Airtemp takes its place. Not a bad looking unit, except for the micro channel, but this is pretty thin. This seems to be pretty rigid. But it's a budget job, and that's what they're for. So we'll give it a shot. Start fitting up copper. Looks like I might have some weather coming in. We'll try to get the outdoor unit done first before we take our micro channel evaporator in. Comes with a dryer, so that's nice.
I bleed for my money, day in and day out. I try to give you the things you deserve, but I'm just a college dropout who gives his weeks to break the mean, falls in the tide line, is washed out to sea. When I see the sunshine coming, if I weren't a worker that must rise with the sun. To me that means nothing. You can't be rich and fucked in one. Rather live with pride, die with my hands at my sides. When I see my shipments coming, I will escort you on board. Dance on the top deck till our days are no more. They may call me a founder.
Alright, just so nobody says nothing, because I get accused a lot. There's my nitrogen. I got it going on the liquid. It'll push, and it'll come back through the suction, and it will escape here because I have the core out. You see my regulator? Has a braze setting. There we are, right there, on braze.
They may call me a founder, but I got heart, babe, you'll see. I'm a man of my word, and on my word I'll make you free.
Alright guys, the Airtemp's all done. Line set's brazed. High voltage is done, low voltage is done. Just kind of looking over the unit. Not a bad little unit, you know. It's you can tell it's pretty cheaply made. This is very cheap. But it does have a nice contactor with lugs, so I like that. Lug contactors are always nice. But again, you look right here, we have a capacitor that is made in China. But that's okay. I can't really talk crap about that because ICP's capacitors are made in China too. Anyway, very easy to hook up. Nice serviceability down here at the valves. Nice wide control cabinet. Plenty of space if I ever need to add a hard start or whatever. You know, but pretty cheap, you know, pretty cheaply made. Not gonna lie. It's, you know, see that right there? But it'll work for budget jobs like this one and rental property. It's a perfect unit as long as that micro channel holds up and doesn't do like York. We shall see.
We ride it high and we ride it low, and where we end up, only God knows. We've been in the clouds.
Well, there's the old nasty coil. This one here's a U-bank. I've seen those in trailer houses. I don't know if that's what came standard with that air handler or if it's been replaced or what the deal is. But as you saw, they gave me a micro channel replacement coil. But this thing is nasty. The drain was all clogged up. Some of the doors, a piece of the coil door is missing. They had it made up with tape. He really should have changed the whole air handler, but it is what it is. Alright guys, the Airtemp's been evacuated. I've released the charge. We're going to start it. And if you were wondering, it does have a Copeland scroll, which is nice. Let's pop the disconnect in. Here we go. Oh, not bad. Pretty dang smooth startup. Not a lot of noise at all. Alright, we'll let it run for about 10-15 minutes and then we'll start looking at this chart right here. Alright guys, there she is in all her Nordine glory. It's actually pretty quiet. Running well. Not a bad little budget unit. I'm a little more impressed with it than I thought I'd be. Alright guys, so we're done with that job, with that Airtemp. Trying to make this quick. I know people are probably wondering what I thought about it and this, you know, all that kind of good stuff. I'll put it to you like this. It wasn't as bad as I thought it was going to be. So I am just a little impressed. I mean, don't get me wrong. It's a low end line of equipment. It's low end. But it wasn't as bad as I thought. It's flimsy. You know, the louvers that go around the coil, they're probably about that thick. They're probably about as thick as aluminum foil. And you know, they rattle, but you know, it is what it is. That was a budget job. And you know, Airtemp is R.E. Michael's specific brand. It's their supply house brand, which is made by Nordine. But yeah, that's the thing, is that R.E. Michael's really good to me. Now, my ICP supply house, they're great to me too. And I love ICP, which is ICP and Ream, same supply house. They're great to me. But R.E. Michael's great to me also. So I kind of want to throw them a bone here and there too, because the only thing I buy at that I was buying at R.E. Michael was my supplies. That was it. I never bought equipment with them. But on budget jobs, you know, they asked me to give one of these a shot. This was a great job for it. And I want to throw them a bone. And I know people are probably going to ask, would I use it? Will I use Airtemp again? I believe I will. On budget jobs and rental property. I have three good customers that have a bunch of rental. All three of them have a shit ton of rental property. And I mean, I don't have anything expensive on none of them. They all have Goodman on them. He doesn't want anything expensive. None of them. They don't want nothing expensive on their rental property. They don't want nothing fancy. They don't care what brand name it is or none of that. And I think it'd be a good product for that. Yeah, I know it does. It does have a micro channel on it, and I'm not a fan of micro channel. That's what took me so long to try an Airtemp, was I just could not get over the micro channel thing. You know, even though it wasn't Nordyne, it was York that screwed me. I still couldn't get past the fact that it was still a micro channel. But the first thing I did when I unboxed the Airtemp was inspect it and look at the micro channel to see, and it is made different. I can't describe it, but if you were to put a York micro channel, York, Luxair, Guardian, Coleman, whatever, if you were to put one of their micro channels side by side with a Nordyne micro channel, you can see the differences. So I'm hoping that Nordyne's micro channel will hold up and is not like York, Luxair, Coleman, Guardian, whatever you want to call it. Let's just say Johnson Controls. Make it easy. But we shall see. But it was quiet. I mean, when I started it up, you saw in the video, very smooth startup. I mean, it didn't make any noise, so I was impressed by that. And it's a quiet running machine. It runs smooth. It's quiet when it runs. So all in all, you know, don't really have too many complaints, except, you know, it's flimsy, but it has a nice plastic bottom like Train and Ream do, so that's a plus. And it's like it's got humps on the plastic bottom under it, like to where it sits up off the ground. Like you don't really need risers, because it's like it has built-on risers to the pad or to the bottom to let the water drain, so that's nice. But anyway, so all in all, not as bad as I thought. Definitely not an ICP, that's for sure. Now tomorrow I'm swapping out a condenser. It's a condenser only. It'll be on a house that has a Goodman air handler that's made for 410 and 22. And his compressor blew its terminals and leaked all the freon out. So we're gonna set an ICP condenser. And I should be able to take you guys along for that tomorrow too. So anyway, thank y'all for watching, and we'll see you guys on the next one.